sons and heirs. The metaphor in the Ephesians passage is temple, body. The metaphor here is sons and heirs, and we're sons and heirs by adoption. You put these two things together. It's important that we put these two things together. So whatever else we're doing and thinking about our relationship with one another and being reconciled to one another across ethnic lines or anything, the first thing is this: we belong to one another. God has made the two into one. Amen? The second thing is this, that the mechanism for that is adoption. We've been adopted. We are adopted children of God and heirs. And all God's children are adopted children, except the one eternal Son of God. And that's incredibly important, right? But whatever else we're doing it from that perspective. And anything that's telling us to think about one another from any other perspective is sorely and sadly mistaken. We are adopted children of God. I'm an adoptive father, and there are some of our children who came into our family through the womb, and some of our children who came into our family through adoption. And people like to ask us, questions. There's some questions they try to ask, and they try to get around to the question that they really want to ask. And I am a professor, and a lot of professors will say, there's no bad questions. Actually, there are. Yep. And so people will find out that some of our children came into our family by adoption, and so they'll say, "Oh, that's awesome. Which one are your own?" They're all our own. No, but you know what I mean. Like, which ones are your real children? Try to take one. And maybe my favorite, which ones are your natural children? Well, ain't none of them all that natural, They're all our own, real, natural children. And then people, what they're trying to get around to is this, because people think, how do you bridge that gap when you have some who are biological and some who are, adopted, and some who are, how do you not make a difference? How do you not love these children more or in a different way than you love these children? Because we don't understand it, because we're pagans when it comes to love. And we think love is either a biological reality that comes through the womb, or we think, the Greco-Roman myth of romantic love and Cupid and his arrow. What if Cupid doesn't hit you with his arrow? For this one, he hit you, And so we're pagans. And so let's back up for a minute. And here's how I usually answer that question. I answer that question by not answering that question. You're asking me about my love for my children because you don't understand love. But let me go this way. If something were to happen to me, God forbid, if something were to happen to me, and somebody was to contact my next of kin, they would contact Voddie Baucham. She is my wife. She is my closest living relative, and she's not related to me by blood. Would you ask me how I could possibly love her? Because love is not biological.